Sneemaster!
Hi everyone, Sneemaster here with a review of the Aegis Redeemer. The Redeemer is a gunship designed to overwhelm the enemy and take out slower targets, including larger ships and ground targets. The concept of the Redeemer came out of the contest that CIG held to design the next great starship. The Four Horsemen team won the contest in 2014 with their design of the Redeemer. Since then, the concept has been idle for a while until CIG finally got around to working on it. Finally, the Redeemer was released in 2021 for patch 3.15. Originally, the Redeemer was supposed to be a heavily armed troop transport, but that changed later to be a gunship carrying a ton of weapons and shields. For weaponry, the Redeemer has two size 4 pilot-controlled guns that by default have ballistic cannons. There are two large manned turrets, one on top and one on the bottom, with dual size 5 ballistic Gatlings. These large turrets can do an amazing amount of damage, especially with the ballistic ammo they have. The large turrets are very slow to turn though, so they are better used against large targets and not fighters unless you're lucky. Remember that these large turrets and the main pilot guns are ballistic weapons, so they will eventually run out of ammo. Make sure to keep stocked up or switch them to laser turrets. Then there are two smaller remote turrets with dual size 3 laser cannons. There are two seats behind the pilot where players can control the remote turrets, or the pilot can also fire from the front remote turret if no one is controlling it. The smaller turrets are for fighting fighters and small ground targets. The Redeemer also has two custom missile racks with 8 size 2 missiles each. Great for fighters or ground targets. I do notice they have a bit of a drop-off range in atmosphere. Hopefully that's just a bug, or else it might be harder to hit targets, especially on the ground. Since the racks are custom, it doesn't seem that you can change the racks to other sizes, so size 2 is all you get, as far as I can tell. The Redeemer has two size 3 shields, which is more than a Constellation Andromeda, but only light armor. Current hit points are about the same as the Andromeda right now, but that could change in the future. It has two size 2 hydrogen fuel tanks and one size 2 quantum tank and drive. The Redeemer is fairly fuel efficient for both hydrogen and quantum from what I've seen flying it around. The engines on the Redeemer are unique in that they have a nutcracker style of opening and closing. They open at an angle when in use, presumably to allow better maneuverability with less thrusters. When not in use, they close up so you can land easier. The Redeemer is not a fast ship though. Combat speed is 139 meters a second, which is slower than a Cutlass, and max speed is 959 meters a second. This ship won't win any speed contests, and it is also sluggish to turn. You can't turn with fighters in the ship. All the weapons and shields weigh a lot, so this ship is sort of slow for a combat ship. The Redeemer has a crew of up to 4, mostly to run all the turrets. There are also 4 jump seats in the upper level, so it can function as a small troop ship as needed. The ship has 4 beds, a small kitchen, a bathroom, and cargo space for 2 SCU. I don't know if the beds are also escape pods like in other ships. I didn't see any indicators for it. Here's some of the beds that you can see. There are also weapon and gear lockers. Here's the bathroom and the cargo location. There is easy access to all the various ship components inside, and many components are duplicated for safety. There is a rear ramp for quickly entering or exiting the ship with its own airlock, but the inner door seems to open automatically and is right in the habitation module, so I worry about people losing air when they aren't fighting. I hope they lock it down. There is also an airlock type door to the upper level where the ladder is, leading up to the turrets and cockpit, so at least that should help keep people alive in case someone opens the inner door. It is mentioned that CIG might make a dropship-specific version of the Redeemer later, or at least allow the interior to be modified for that purpose. The Redeemer has wheeled landing gear as well. Visibility from the cockpit isn't bad. You have great left-to-right views, although looking up and down is blocked a bit. You have a small window at the pilot's feet to look down for landing or attacking, but it's still not a great view for the pilot when flying over mountains or buildings. The price is $325 in time-limited sales, and it is not currently available to buy in-game, but should be soon in 3.17 or 3.18. There is no in-game rental yet either. There are some great paints available though for the Redeemer. One is pure white, one is gray and white with camouflage, and one is a dark gray, almost black. Aside from the regular normal gray paint. There is a 3-pack with the extra paint schemes for sale for $24, about 20% off right now. The ship is not amazing for single players, as most of the weapons are on turrets, and without anyone using the turrets, lighter ships can easily get behind you and damage your ship. Best to fly the ship with friends. Orgs can use the Redeemers well as drop ships, as you can stick quite a few people inside the ship between the jump seats, turrets, and beds. Plus, all the guns and armor are great for hot landing zones. With the missiles and lower turrets, Redeemers are perfect for clearing or protecting ground locations. We've also seen Redeemers do a lot of damage to large ships like Hammerheads and Idrises. The Redeemer is a tough ship. It's great against large targets, and we've seen it put to good use in Jumptown events as well. Just be careful fighting against more nimble opponents, or any ships with torpedoes or anti-capital ship guns. For example, Retaliator bombers and Ares ships can make short work of the Redeemer, as it can't dodge their weapons. Gladiators, Eclipses, and Vanguard Harbingers can also work pretty well against them, but not always alone, since they are vulnerable to the lighter turrets. They might have to team up to take one down. Finally, watch out for heavy anti-aircraft ground vehicles. They can take out the Redeemer pretty quickly. Remember, the Redeemer also has light armor to reduce the weight, so if weapons get through the shields, they can do a lot of damage to the ship. Make sure to get out quickly if your shields go down. Well, I'm very happy the Redeemer was finally released to the game. It was long overdue, and has such a unique design. It's a ship that encourages working with others, which is what Star Citizen shines at. Alright, so that's it for the Aegis Redeemer. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons to get more videos. If you're new to Star Citizen, you can use my referral code to get an extra 5,000 credits in-game. Let me know if you want me to review a particular ship or item. Check out my Patreon if you'd like to help me out. Okay, catch you all next time.